Hey there, Dave Pierpoint here with freesocialmediamarketingtips.com. Today we're going to take a look at part 1 of our video on how to quadruple your business with a Facebook fan page. So let's go ahead and get started. The main question is, why should you start focusing on social media marketing? That's really where we have to start before we start looking specifically at Facebook. And the answer to that question is that 97% of your audience is tuning out about 97% of your advertising. Okay? And with that means that only 3 out of every 100 people are paying attention to 3 out of every 100 ads you run. Now, I don't know that those are the specific actual percentages, but it's pretty obvious at this point in time that most people are tuning out most of the traditional advertising mediums out there. And essentially, what that means is traditional advertising and promotion are largely a waste of your time, energy, and money. You know, if you think about television, for example, all right, people have TiVo for the express purpose of being able to avoid commercials. All right, sure, it's kind of handy to be able to record television shows or cable shows or whatever is going on when you're not there. But the huge reason people buy it is so they can skip all those darn commercials. And think about print advertising, stuff that is direct mail or might be in the newspaper or what have you. I mean, all that stuff goes straight into the garbage can or into the recycle bin. People are not taking time to look at advertising. They're just too busy. There's too much going on, and they're spending their time in social media environments like Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, a lot of the online forums. That's where people are spending their time, and they're not paying attention to most of your advertising. So that's why social media marketing is really the most effective way to leverage personal networks into customer relationships. All right? People are involved with social media environments because that's where their friends are, that's where their connections are, that's where their network of people they know are. And so if you want to be effective in today's world from a marketing and a promotion advertising perspective, you need to be a part of the social media environment, because you can leverage those relationships that existing or potential customers already have and grow those into customer relationships. I'm convinced that you need to focus 90% or more of your time, energy, and money on endorsed promotion, which is essentially my term for social media marketing. If you'll focus most of your time, energy, and money there, you will be extremely successful in terms of promoting and marketing your business or your organization or whatever service you provide in today's world. So let's take a look specifically at why you should create a Facebook page. Okay, first of all, Facebook has over 100 million, yes, 100 million active daily users. Now that's around the world, but either way, that's a whole lot of people. And it's one of the best opportunities today for social media marketing. That's a ton of people, all right, regardless of whatever business you're in. Also, the fastest growing segment on Facebook is 35 years and older, which is great because those folks have a lot of spending power, with the average member, the average Facebook member, having over 120 friends on the site. All right, so if you're familiar with Facebook, you already know what that means. But essentially, if you're not, essentially what that means is that each member on Facebook is connected, on average, at this point in time, to 120 friends through the Facebook site. 120 other people that have their own Facebook page. All right, so that's a lot of connections. And I want to point out, just again quickly here, depending on how familiar you are with Facebook or not, is that just to get on Facebook and to start using it, everybody has to have a basic user, or you might say a member page. Everybody has to have one of those. But that's different than either having a fan page, which is specifically what this set of videos is all about, or a group page. And it's important that you know that there is a difference between them. We'll look specifically at what some of those differences are. Now, the group pages are what Facebook had provided in the past. Okay, if you had a business or an organization or a club or just some sort of topic that you wanted to create a group around, that's what they started with. And then more recently, they added the fan page. And there are some significant differences between the two, and I do recommend that you go with the fan page and not a group page. And later on in this video, I'll walk you through specifically how to make sure you set up a fan page and not a group page. But let's look specifically at what some of the key differences are. First one is that with a fan page, you get detailed visitor statistics. All right, you can see some really cool information about how many people are signing up for your fan page, who they are, different demographics, what percentage are male versus female, what age groups they fall in, when they signed up. You can see some trends as to, are more people becoming fans over the last week than did last week. All sorts of great information that you don't get with a group page. At least you don't get now with a group page. The next thing is that you can send out event invitations to everybody who becomes a fan if you use the fan page versus a group. And right off the top of your head, you might not think that's important, but in some of the different videos we're going to look at later on, you're going to see that having the ability to send out invitations to your fans is a really great tool, and it's free. So keep that one in mind. Third thing is that with the fan page, every time someone who becomes a fan of your Facebook page, every time they take an action where they interact with your Facebook fan page, that information is going to display on what's called their news feed. Essentially, it's all the activity on their page. And the neat thing about that is all of their friends, all of their Facebook friends, are going to see those different actions that they take. And when we talk more about specific strategies and tactics, you're going to see why that's so important. And that only happens with a fan page at this point, not a group page. And then the last one, it's not the last difference, but of the key ones, is that a fan page, if you set up a Facebook fan page, that page can actually be visible outside of Facebook. Whereas with a group, that page would not be visible to anybody unless they become a Facebook member. All right. So the great thing about a fan page is once you create it, all of the great content, all that information can actually be seen outside of the Facebook members area. So if you want to promote it to other people who aren't Facebook members, they'll still be able to see all that great information. And you don't get that with a group. So those are just some of the key ones, but those are all real significant reasons why you want to go with a fan page. So why create a Facebook page? Basically, there's some key points here. Facebook fans equal free advertising and personal endorsements for your business, for your products, for your services. Okay? When people become fans, that's free advertising. All right? Free advertising. How often do you hear about free advertising? Second thing is Facebook fans equal a direct channel of communication with current and prospective customers. What that means is once they become a fan of your Facebook page, you now have an automated way that you can communicate with these people, again, for free, and it's very personable, and if you use the right strategies and tactics, it can be a very powerful way to communicate with folks. And the next thing here is Facebook fans equal direct feedback about what your customers and prospects think about your business. All right. Think about some of the traditional ways that you might go about getting feedback via customer surveys. Sometimes that might cost you $10,000, $100,000, depending on the size of your company, to do a full-scale customer survey. I mean, that's huge. It takes a ton of money, a ton of time and effort, and basically Facebook is giving you a direct channel to get direct feedback about what your customers and your prospects are thinking about your business. And the great thing is that happens real time and it happens automatically. So you can get just a real direct glimpse as to what your customers are thinking about your product. And of course, in some cases, that might be negative. But of course, you want to know that information as quickly as possible so you can either respond to it or address their questions or make improvements if you need to. So that's great that you can do that for free with a Facebook fan page. The first objective of setting up a Facebook fan page is to get current customers to become fans. of your Facebook business page. We'll talk more about how to do that, but just keep that in mind, that the first thing you want to try to do to kick this whole strategy off and to make this whole process work in order to quadruple your business is to get your current customers for your current products and services to become fans of your Facebook business page. And then the second objective is to leverage those current customer relationships into new customer relationships by having people become fans of your Facebook page even if they aren't customers yet. So that's the second objective.